Flosstube number 15. My name is Hanneke and this is my cross stitch channel. And if you are new here, you are very welcome. And if you are a recurring watcher, viewer, thank you very much. I do appreciate that people keep tuning in to my Flosstubes. It is again Friday evening. I normally tape these Flosstubes on a Saturday morning, but tomorrow I'll be busy. It's King's Day tomorrow in the Netherlands. That's quite a party. And I'm not really a party animal, but I do like to go out into town and just have a look at everything. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. And then I'll be getting ready for my trip with my mum. I think last time I said I might come back after we've been on holiday, and I did wonder whether I should do a Flosstube now or in about a week. But I thought I have plenty to show you, so I'll do it now. And then so I'll keep also my rhythm of every 3 weeks. I quite like that rhythm. I hope you too. Right. Let's start first with something that just made me very happy, and I hope you can share in the joy, because my sister is now cross stitching, and I think that's great. Ever since I restarted cross stitching, I think about a year and a half ago, something like that, I have been able to get my mum back to stitching. So she is currently working on several pieces, and I now apparently have been able to get my sister into stitching. So that was absolutely lovely. She came to visit me and I gave her my present, which was the mountain scene that I made for her. And I said, well, there's a second one in this series, so if you want the second one as well, I'm happy to stitch that for you. And she said, you don't have to, because I can do it myself. And then she showed me what she was working on, which was a lovely little bookmark. So I was overjoyed. So I think that's just lovely, and she's really enjoying it. So yeah, that was great. So if there's anyone watching right now who's new to stitching, you've just started, you're just trying to figure things out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, because I will answer. Maybe some of the viewers can help you out. So please do post your comments, because we've all been beginners at some point, and we're more than happy to help you. Right, let's start with my finish, and I'm just going to put something on my I have a list here of things I have to talk to you about, and I'm adding one because my dad sent me a picture. I can talk about it now, really. I don't have to write it down. My dad sent me a picture of my Colors of the Water that I finished around Christmas last year. And I gave that to my mum, and she's been looking for a frame everywhere, and it was a bit of a search. But she found one and she framed it herself. And my dad sent me a picture of that, so I'm going to put that on the screen for you to see. And I love it. I think it's the perfect frame. It's not too big. It doesn't take away from the very delicate stitching. And so yeah, I think it's a very good choice. I think it is very well framed by my mum, and I am very proud of that piece. So there you go. That's that one. So I do have a fully finished. Well, my mum is fully finished, I guess. She did it. Right, let's go to my finish. Last time I showed you, I had started the calendar pieces. I'll put that on the screen for you. So it's 12 scenery pieces with flowers, and I thought it was just lovely. And I started with July for no reason. There's no specific reason I chose July, just that I really liked the pattern. And so I have finished the pattern, and I think this is absolutely lovely. Those flowers, I think, are gorgeous. Now this is stitched on a 16 count Ada, and this was just a lovely stitch. It is not confetti stitching, it can stitch blocks. So if you're new to stitching, this would be a lovely pattern or a series to work on because it is quite easy. They're not very big. They come out nice on a 16 or 14 count Ada. So if you're new to stitching, this might be something you'd want to stitch. And I love those flowers. I think they are so vibrant. I don't know how to finish these pieces yet, so for now I'm just putting it in a box and we'll see what I'll do with it. I don't know yet. Right, progress. And there is a lot on this piece I'm going to show you first because I am just too excited about this one. This is Moon Deer and I'm going to put it on the screen. It's by Owl Forest Embroidery. And it is a beautiful pattern and quite a lot of you have said, oh, I love that pattern, maybe I should start it. All I can say is that you probably should because it's beautiful and it's such a lovely stitch to work on. Now this piece is, like I said, by Owl Forest Embroidery. They also have their own floss and they advise, I think, an even weave or a linen. But I stitched on Ada, so I picked a 20 count ivory Ada and I stitched with one strand of Weeks Dye Works floss. So I have made my own colors substitution. Sometimes people do that to get a completely different colorway. I didn't. I really tried to get similar colors as the original has. And I think I've succeeded quite all right on that one. So last time, isn't that beautiful? I can't stop with this one. I keep going. Last time I showed you, I had this done. And I had just the green on this bit done. That was it. Oh, and this area. So this time I stitched all of this. I stitched this full flower thing. I stitched all the purple flowers here. And I can't stop. It is so pretty. Now, last time we spoke, I said I wasn't happy about the green because the green leaf here, because I'm stitching quite straight, I go from left to right, right to left, and I keep going up. The variegated floss came out as stripes, and I didn't really like it. And I wasn't sure what to do with it. And then one of you commented that I should stitch the outside and then sort of go in and not stitch in rows, basically. And I have done exactly that technique and I am loving the result. I just think these leaves have turned out so beautifully. They are properly variegated. They are not coming out in stripes. They are just giving depth. I'm trying to get it nicely in the screen, but I'm still not good at that. Isn't that pretty? Like I said, it's a 20 count, one strand of floss. Obviously a 1/1 because it is it's an Ada. Isn't that lovely? Now the deer is coming over there, so that's my next stitch basically. And I am contemplating to bring it to the Schelling. I'm not sure, to my holiday, because this is a very delicate piece. Yeah, I'm in love with this piece. It's so pretty. And that purple is coming out so beautifully. And the balance of the colors is now better. And you see the purple actually very, very dark. But on here, it's slightly lighter. Let's see if I can get the light. No, I can't. It's actually slightly lighter and it's quite, yeah, it's sweeter or something. Don't know how to say it. The colors come out a little different. Isn't that a beautiful, elegant pattern? It's so elegant. Yeah, I'm loving this one. The colors are just Lovely, and the deer is quite a lot of this yellow that you only see here and there so far. So I quite look forward to adding the yellow in there. So yeah, and this one is going to be very long, so I have quite a lot to go. As you can see, I don't iron that bit, just so it stays slightly stiff from whatever they put in Aida cloth. So it's nice to stitch on. So yeah, that's my first progress. And as I said, I couldn't put it down. I keep going back to it. This morning I stitched this full thing. I woke up early. I had half a day work left. And I thought I'm gonna finish this and put this flower in, so I did. And I'm loving it. Just like this, you could frame it, basically, if you wanted to. If you just want to make these motifs and those flowers, you could frame it. Yes. Happy. So happy with this one. I just need to, again, figure out a system of where I'm going to put stuff. My next piece is my landmarks. I am still stitching those. I have finished Tiger's Nest in Bhutan. And then I stitched the only indoor scenery that is on this one. I think it's indoor anyway, it looks indoor. So I finished that one, the Bhutan one, which I think is very lovely and intricate. And then I have stitched Mecca. And I think we call it a Kaaba, something. But it's what people go to, I think, and they walk around it several times. And I think it's beautiful. The colors on that one were so lovely to work with. They're all soft blues. Very pretty. Very pretty. And then I've decided that the next one, because all of these don't have green in, and I sort of miss the green a little bit. This one is going to have a lot of green because I've decided to stitch the Great Wall of China. And it has quite a lot of green in. So that felt like the right spot to put that pattern. Oh, and it's properly focusing again. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? I keep loving this piece. It does take a lot of time, all this stitching, but it is definitely worth it. I have slowed down a little bit. At some point I did 2 every 3 weeks. I've done 1.5 again, that one and half of that one. And there's no particular reason for that really. I do think that the Tiger's Nest one was quite slightly more difficult. And as I said last time, this one was a bit boring, so I slowed down a little bit there. But this one went very, very quickly because that was just a lovely stitch. And it's just, I think the outcome is very, very nice. Yeah. So next stop is the Great Wall of China. Yeah, very pretty. Look at the Colosseum there. And Neuschwanstein, very pretty. Yes. Onwards to the Great Wall of China. This one, for those who haven't watched previous Flosstubes, this one is stitched on an 18 count Aida with 2 strands of floss. And I find when I stitch 2 strands of DMC floss on Aida, I do iron it regularly because otherwise the stitches become very cramped and ugly. They don't lie neatly. So I do iron it regularly so that the stitches lay nicely. The next one is my Artisy piece. Now this one is stitched on a 16 count Aida, and this one is heavy confetti, and I think I am at 80%. So I only have 20% left, obviously, And I think those 20% is less than I would have to do if I do 2 art minis. Those of you who've watched previous Flosstubes, I love stitching art minis. And just to realize that this piece is less than 2 art minis away from a finish feels like I'm almost done, which I'm not, but it feels like it. So I've done a nice good session on this one. I think about 500 stitches. And it's all concentrated on just filling in all the missing stitches and adding quite a lot of yellow and orange and slightly a bit of red. So that bit is really coming out now. Yeah, it's gorgeous as well. Like I said, this is a 16 count, so the stitches lay slightly neater, but you don't want to see the back on this one because I pull my threads all the time. There's no other way to keep this pleasurable for me, so that is just what it is. But yeah, I do really like this piece. The lantern is really there now. It has a few missing stitches. There's a few open ones that I still need to do. It's not much. And this is the only piece I use the system of parking thread. And again, that's the only way for me to do it. So I'm quite happy with that. Like I said, less than 2 art minis. So I am definitely aiming to finish this calendar year. But if I can finish sort of around summertime, that'd be great. That'd be great. It might be doable. I'll try. I won't promise anything though, because it is a difficult pattern. And I only stitch on it when I really have the time to do so. My next progress I was very pleased about because this is a lovely stitch that is getting lovelier by the minute. This is Petit Carré by Lin Pulsion, and I got this from her Etsy shop, and I stitched this one on an 18 count Ada, and I've picked my own colors, and I also pick where I put the colors. So she stitched with a blue and a red. Because I stitch with 3 colors or 4 colors actually, I just pick and choose the balance I want. And as you can see, I am halfway, 50% done. And I think this is stunning. Stunning. Yeah. I'll try to show you up close. There you go. That's up close. I try to keep a good balance with the colors. I don't want too much brown because that's the least favorite color. But only pink is a bit soft. I haven't made many changes to the pattern. I've made a few changes here and there. This one, for instance, I've left the holes in the border. It should have been stitched completely, but I've left it slightly open because I thought it would fit better with the whole scheme of it. But yeah, I think this is very, very pretty. And the border, again, I've said it before, I think, the border is one of the prettiest borders I've ever seen. And it's nice to stitch as well. Now these squares, for those who are wondering, my mum was wondering, they're 23 by 23 stitches. So they got quite big. But they don't look big to me. I think this is a perfect size of squares. And yeah, like I said, I'm loving this piece. And I didn't think I would love it this much when I started this. I thought I would enjoy stitching it because it's nice and easy to stitch. But I didn't think I would love the result so much, which I do. And again, I'm looking at it from this angle. The colors are lighter in real life. This is actually stitched with the multicolor floss. I think 4504 or 4505, and then I use the corresponding colors. You can find that somewhere on the interweb. They will tell you which colors those are for all the multicolor threads. So yeah, if you want a lovely stitch, that will give you the lovely results, and will probably end up in a nice pillow, a big pillow. I am very pleased with that. And 50% felt almost like a mini finish. I don't know why, but I really worked towards that 50% because I was looking forward to that. The next one is Rood Thrift Schatz, and that is a design from UB Designs, and I think that's a German company. And I have stitched another area. I'll put it on screen, whatever it looks like. It's very red and black, and not necessarily my colors, but I still think I really like it on this pattern and on this design. And every once in a while stitching with that is absolutely fine for me. And this is where I'm at. Also because I've said it before, it's such a unique design. It's so different from everything else I'm stitching that this is just an interesting journey. It can be a bit boring at times if you have a lot of fill-in. Like here, it was just one color of red. Here you see a gradient of 4 colors of red. So that's a bit less boring. All the black in this one was slightly boring. But the thing is that the result, as you are going along, is amazing. And that's very enjoyable. So I love this one. I think it is very pretty. And a nice addition. And next up, there's quite a big one over here. So that again will be a lot of fill-in with, I think, sort of a beige, a darker beige color. So yeah, we'll see how I get through that. I might take this with me to Terschelling. I might not, because I have 2 new starts lined up. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So we'll see. We'll see what I'll take with me. But this one is definitely one that I'm enjoying every once in a while. And it's not a big piece at all. It's not a big piece at all. I think I'm about a third done now. Yeah, I think about a third. I'm using DMC 2 strands of floss on a 16 count, this is. And the black is also a DMC, which I think is covering okay. So that's that one. Rood treft schwarz. Very nice indeed. Now my next one I've considered not showing you because I haven't done that much. But with this one, it is such a challenge to get anything done. I've decided to show you even if I've only done one leaf or one little thing. I'm still going to show you because I need some encouragement when it comes to this piece. And it's the most beautiful piece. It is the spring sampler, it's called, and I get it, I think it's Zahra Designs on Etsy, and you can get it in different color palettes. You can get it, the pictures are with different fabric colors, so you can see all these different ways of stitching a mandala like this. And I've gone for the most colorful one on a black 18 count Ada. And like I said, this is not like with the moon deer that I have stitched a lot. I have stitched only this piece, a little thingy here, and this thingy here. And that took me a whole evening. And just, it's a challenge, but it is very pretty. So, you know, I'm just trying to get the color right. So now you can see the colors properly. And that is beautiful. But it does take some perseverance. That's the word I was looking for. It is pretty. Now the green swirls are one color. That's all 3819. So it's quite a nice bright green. And then all the bits, the flowers and the whatever they are, petals, that's all with numerous colors, different shading. So yeah. Now I do try, and I will show you the back on this, to not pull through. And my reason for that is that I don't want it to show through. So again, you can see that even though I have all these different colors and all these different petals and flowers, I do not move from one flower to another. And that is what makes it extra challenging, I guess. Because, yeah, you need to sort of measure your thread properly, and yeah, it's a whole thing. But I mean, the back looks nice. I'm not ashamed of this back. This back is okay. I'm even showing you, but with the other one, like artisty, not gonna show you that. So yeah, loving this result. But as I said, I need some encouragement, and that's why I'm showing you even the little bit that I have done. Yeah. I don't think I'll do much on black, even though I think the outcome is lovely. And I've seen quite a few beautiful patterns for black. So I wish I'd find it easier, I guess. Now the last one I'm going to show you is another one that I have reached for a lot. It is my magic needle kit, and it is one where I can show you the pattern like this. This is my magic needle kit. It is Roses for Neeldewoman. And I swapped the sort of yellowish background, excuse me, Ada for a 16 count white Ada. And last time I showed you, I had sort of this done, this little bit here. So I had two of these orange, whatever they are, bits, and a bit of the leaves. So remember that, because now this is where I am. So I have been stitching away. Last Sunday, I was stitching on this, and I just kept going. Usually on a Sunday, I stitch on several pieces. So in the morning, I wake up and I do a bit of stitching, and then I go do other things. In the afternoon, I do a bit of stitching. I go do other things. And then in the evening, I grab a different piece again. But this Sunday, I kept stitching on this one. I just kept going. And I loved it. So first bit of the embroidery hoop is visible. The ribbon is part of the hat. That will be, and I've considered not stitching that hat because I wasn't sure about it. But actually it does fit the piece. It's all very flowery and yeah, very feminine. So I've been loving this stitch. Now isn't that pretty? Now the rose does have some back stitching. I don't think I will stitch that. I don't like back stitching. I don't necessarily think it always looks nice, and I don't think this rose needs it. I think this is absolutely fine. So I will keep going. This is stitched on a 16 count, like I said. 2 strands of gamma mulline. So it comes with the kit. And I love this. Love it. It just comes out so nice. I haven't decided yet whether I will continue with the hat and then with the embroidery hoop, or whether I will continue here with the roses. I'm not sure yet. I just did the ribbon. I didn't really want to do the ribbon yet, but I wanted to stitch on this one morning, and I thought, what's an easy bit that I can just do? And I did the ribbon. And then I made a mistake and had to take the whole ribbon out. So yeah, but I ended up with the ribbon anyway. Lovely, lovely stitch. I've looked at some other kits by Magic Needle, because you all know how much I love Magic Needle, and I've looked at a few bigger ones, because this is quite a small one. This one will be finished before summer, easily. I say that now, don't hold me to it, but I think it could be finished. But I've looked at some others, and I've seen some very pretty ones, so who knows what I'll be doing at some point. So that's all my stitching. That's my progress on stitching. And then I have a few things to talk to you about and to show you still. And I'll just put that next to me so I can do that properly. So I'm going to need my little booklet as well. Let's start with my Marjolein Boster. I have started, I think I told you about living in England for 7 years, which I loved. But whilst I was there, I fell in love with the Royal Albert china. Love it. Anyway, I've started collecting it, enjoying that. But that means I do go to second-hand shops because they often sell it for quite cheap. And that's nice. So I've been going to some second-hand shops. I went to a second-hand shop in Goes, for those who are interested. And they sold this pattern for 50 cents, 50 euro cents. And you all know that I love my flowers. So I thought, I am buying this. It's Lennart. It's a Marjolein Boster. She is the designer. And this is an old one. And it only has the pattern in. So it doesn't have the fabric. It doesn't have anything else. It only has the pattern. But because this is an old one, it still has the DMC floss numbers in. So just with the pattern, I can just get the right DMC and I can make this. So I was very pleased to find this. And I will stitch this. I have not yet decided whether I will only stitch the middle or the full border, or whether I will use bits of the border for cards, for instance. And I might do that too. And if I will stitch the whole thing, the only thing I will not stitch is the word Rosa. Because I don't know why she always puts big words on it. Or sometimes she puts a name on it. I don't really like that. So that will definitely not get stitched. But all the rest might get stitched. And again, 50 euro cents. For a pattern that I have never seen before. So I think that's maybe part of the charm as well. And I love flowers. And roses. And hydrangeas. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. So that was a purchase I did, and I was very happy about it. So that's the first one. Then, I love Moon Deer, and it's by Owl Forest Embroidery, and I looked at their website because someone has said to me that they have very nice free patterns as well. So I looked for their free patterns, and I saw one. It might be quite a new one because it was at the top, and I will put it on the screen. And it has a sort of a bluish background, and then it has birds on it. I think are they storks? I'm not sure. And some houses at the bottom, like a little village. And I loved it. And I thought, oh, I really like to start that. And since I love Moon Deer, I thought I'm gonna love this one too. So I have ordered the A fabric. I'm not stitching it on their suggested fabric. Mine is a slightly different color. I'm doing Ada. Did I order a 20 count or an 18 count? I think an 18 count. And then I'm going to stitch it with DMC 2 strands of floss. So where I stitch Moon Deer with Weeks Dye Works on 20 count, and then with 1 strand, this one will be an 18 count. I think it's also slightly smaller anyway. So yeah. I love this piece. I really like the motifs on it. I like the color on it. And mine is slightly different. I ordered Ada Smoky Blue, so it looks quite similar, but I haven't seen it yet. So I think it will be delivered tomorrow. So my aim is to take this with me to Terschelling as a holiday start, the first one. But yeah, I love this one. I will stitch it, and I thought I'll just start it. Why not? Then today I went to see a lovely lady, and her name is T.A Nieuwenhuijse, and she is a first of all, she is a proper needlewoman, and she has for years been stitching, and there's many needle works that she does, but her main craft is to restore very old little bags with beads. And I probably can't explain this well enough to you, but she has made quite a lot of these bags on request for museums or for, I think also for certain people. But she told me about several museums that she made pieces for. And she had quite a few at home. And she is the mother of a colleague of mine, and we sort of got in touch, or we sort of found out that I love stitching, and she said, "Oh, my mum enjoys that kind of stuff too." And then she made sure that we could contact each other, and I decided to go and visit Tineke. And so she has shown me today all the things that she has been doing, and she told me about her craft, which is the bead. I call it bead bags. I'm not sure if that's the word for it, but they're very delicate work. So I'm going to show you a few pictures that she was happy for me to show you. And the first one, I think I'm going to put it full screen, so you won't see me for a little bit, but you can hear my voice talking over it. This is one of many cabinets that she has on the wall with a few bags in there. And these apparently, they're blue, and they were made because the blue was very much appreciated and liked in the Netherlands. So it has very much a link to the Netherlands. And I thought this was just a beautiful collection. And all of these are handmade and hand beaded. And she explained to me that the main technique is where you do knitting with the tiniest knitting needles. And then you sort of weave the beads in between of that. And I thought this was just stunningly beautiful. And it's a dying craft, really, because she is one of a few people who can do this. So there are museums in Vienna or in America or in Germany that want her to restore certain little bags, because she is one of few people who can do it. And isn't that just sad how these beautiful crafts, at some point they'll be gone. It'd be a shame, wouldn't it? So then I made another picture of her favorite bag, and I'll put a close-up on there as well. And she told me that there's about 60,000 beads on this bag. 60,000, that's a lot. And that's all, again, handmade. It's just beautiful. And they're all antique beads. So she told me there's a difference between the sort of more modern beads and these beads. And I think it's just stunning. So there you go. I will put her name and her website in my description box. So if you are interested in this craft, do have a look at what she does. She does sometimes give talks about this as well. So if you're interested, I'm sure she's happy to provide something. So yeah, I think I'll just put her email address there, and I will put her website there if you're interested. Now the other thing she had was a lot of books, cross-stitching books. So I was allowed to look through those, and I have a little thing to show you and talk to you about, because I looked at a book, and I will put it on the screen, by Raffaella Serena, and it is about antique samplers. Now you all know that I don't really stitch antique samplers, but I looked through this one and I saw a piece that I thought was magnificent. So I will put that also on the screen. It is just a beautiful sampler. And my eye was drawn to the little picture just above her name. And what I thought I saw anyway, was Eliza's French Birds, 1849, by Eliza Colton, I think. But it was JBW Designs who then sort of made a pattern of it. And I was very intrigued because I think they are identical to each other. So except for the colors are different. And I was very intrigued. Anyway, I got the pattern from the book, from Raffaella Serena. And Tineke was very kind to print the pattern for me. And I have looked for the colors. I have almost all the colors in my stash. So I will buy the rest tomorrow. And I will start stitching this, which feels like I'm stitching Eliza's French Birds. But apparently I'm not, because it's also on this pattern. I don't know which one was first. I don't know if Eliza's French Birds was first, and then is the original piece, and then this is by a company that has remade it as well, similarly to what JBW Design has done. I don't know. But I really like this pattern. And I thought I want to stitch it. I also think I prefer the colors from this book, especially on the birds, because I think the one by JBW Designs is great pink and very light. And I've so often looked at this piece and think, oh, I want to stitch it, and then think, oh, it's very light. I do think I prefer a color substitute. So I think this one will, color-wise, will suit me better. Having said that, if you want to see the prettiest Eliza's French Birds finish, please go to, I keep forgetting, Joanita Stitchy Things. She has got the prettiest finish on that one. She has the perfect fabric, perfect frame, great stitching. So that is just the prettiest piece you'll ever see. So if you want to see a nice finish on that one, do have a look there. But I look forward to stitching this one with these colors, which are more browns rather than pinks, brown and green. And because it's quite brown and green, I've decided to stitch it on this one. Oh, let me use this piece. This is an Ada 18 count, but it has the variegation in it. So I think this will be beautiful with the piece on there. And this is my other start for the holidays. So I will start Eliza's Birds. That's not Eliza's Birds, but it's from that book. And I will start the piece by Owl Forest Embroidery. If I can, anyway, because I hope they will deliver that tomorrow, the fabric. If they don't, I can't take it with me and start it. I'll just have to wait until I come back, which will be a nice thing to come back to. So that will be fine. So that's that. And I think the only thing left, I was thinking I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting? It's my giveaway. And I have written down the receiver of my giveaway. My past giveaways I have sent to everywhere, basically. I think something has gone to Australia, something has gone to America, something has gone to Finland, to Germany. So it's gone everywhere, and I love that. I love the internationality of this community. So I've always enjoyed that. But it is now staying in the Netherlands. So my Oscar floss, and I will show you again, that I've used only a little bit from, and this is Weeks Dye Works Oscar. Is that focusing? Not really. Is going to Susanne Cross-Stitcher, and I think she's Dutch. If I'm wrong, I'm really sorry, but I'm pretty sure. This will be coming your way if you send me your email address. I will put my email address in the description box, and you can just send me an email. Let me know your address, and I will put this in the post for you. The only thing is I'm going on holiday, obviously. So I won't be posting it for at least a week, so you'll have to wait a little bit. But I'm sure that's fine. But just so you know. So congratulations to Susanne Cross-Stitcher. These will be coming your way. To be honest, it's only a little giveaway, but I like to do these little ones. It's not about how much you receive, is it? It's about the little things. There's a lovely lady in America, I think she's from, and we do chat on Facebook. And she said to me, I have sent something to you in the post. And next time I will talk to you about that, because that will be a new adventure. But I look forward to sharing that. And again, it's the kindest thing for her to just send something to me. That's just so lovely. But that is for a new episode. That will be for Flosstube number 17. And so now I finally have a cliffhanger. I think that's the first time. I thank you very much for spending time with me again, for watching my progress, for listening to me chat. And I wish you all a good 3 weeks again. If you're going on holiday like me, I wish you a lovely time. If you don't and you just have to work, I wish you good luck. And I look forward to spending time again in about 3 weeks. See you then.